It's your boy Mario, and we back at it again with another reaction. Yes sir, yes sir, yes sir. Welcome back to my channel, man. If you new to my channel, I'm Markio. Hopefully I'll become one of your favorite reactors, man. I do daily reactions every single day. So if y'all need anything to be reacted to, y'all let me know in the comments. I'll react to anything. It don't have to be just basketball. But today we got a special treat for y'all, man. We got LeBron versus Michael Jordan playoff comparison. You know what I'm saying? Y'all let me know what y'all thoughts on this comparison of playoffs. You know what I'm saying? They both have good playoff careers, but Mike 6-0 in the playoffs, man. But before we start this video, make sure y'all keep God in your life and just keep praying and just keep worshiping him. Because without God, we are nothing at all. Let's get it. Michael Jordan, man. Greatest of all time. Like, who y'all think the GOAT is? They always saying LeBron, they put LeBron second every time or one. Like, who do y'all think? Who y'all think the GOAT, man?
Which player faced tougher opponents in the playoffs? Which one faced more legendary players? We don't just want to look at the finals. We want to see the whole picture. This is from an unbiased perspective. All I'm going to do is give you what the numbers say. The stats will reveal the shocking truth of this heated debate. The first stat that we're going to start with is the number of games that Jordan and LeBron have played in the postseason. This will help contextualize the numbers I'm going to present to you all. Michael played in 179 playoff games, or in 37 playoff series.
Wow.
LeBron has played in 287 playoff games, or in 54 playoff series.
Damn.
That is 108 more playoff games and is 17 more playoff series that James has played over MJ.
Wow.
Just to put this in context, Carmelo Anthony has played in 83 playoff games and 16 playoff series. The difference in playoff games and playoff series between Michael and LeBron is essentially an entire career of a top 75 player and then some. In theory, LeBron should dominate in all the categories, but he didn't. It's a lot closer than it should have ever been. Let's start with the number of teams that won over 50 games that they played against. Before I reveal these numbers, there's one thing that I have to mention to even the playing field. There were 2 times when the NBA needed to shorten the season during LeBron's career. That's in 2012 due to a lockout, and in 2020 due to the pandemic. I wanted to be as fair as possible, so I decided to look at the win percentage. That'll help give an accurate estimation of how many wins a team would have had if they played in a regular 82-game season. For example, the 2012 Miami Heat won 69.7% of their games, so they were on pace to win about 58 games. That's the concept that I used for those 2 seasons. With that in mind, LeBron James played against 30 teams that won over 50 games.
Okay.
7 of those teams also won over 60 games. That includes one 73-win team. Now let's look at Michael Jordan. He played against 27 teams that won over 50 games. And 9 of those teams won over 60 games. If we look at the average number of wins, LeBron's playoff opponents averaged 51.1 wins. Jordan's opponents averaged 53.5 wins.
Wow.
In my opinion, the 3 best teams that LeBron ever played against in the postseason were the 2017 Warriors,
of course,
the 2014 Spurs,
of course,
and the 2018 Warriors. For Michael Jordan, it was the 1986 Boston Celtics, then the 1989 and 1990 Detroit Pistons. Let me know in the comments which of those groups you think is the toughest. Now let's look at the other side. LeBron played against 4 teams that had losing records. Those teams were the 2009 Detroit Pistons, the 2013 Milwaukee Bucks, the 2015 Boston Celtics, and the 2020 Portland Trail Blazers. Michael played against 2 teams with a losing record. Those teams were the 1991 New York Knicks and the 1992 Miami Heat. This is what the numbers say. Overall, the teams that Jordan faced in the playoffs were stronger. Now let's look at the players that they played against. We're going to look at the number of players that made the All-Star team throughout their careers. For LeBron James, the number is 77. Here's a full list of players if you want to go through it. For Michael Jordan, the number is 74. Here's a full list of players for MJ as well. Overall, LeBron only faced 3 more All-Star players than Jordan. This may lead to this next question. What about players who are All-Stars in the same season they played against them in the playoffs? Just because Michael played against Chris Mullin in the 1998 playoffs isn't as impressive as if he was in his prime. And that's true. So let's modify those numbers. If we look at each playoff series of LeBron's career, there are 92 total All-Star appearances. If we look at each playoff series of Jordan's career, there are only 59 total All-Star appearances. This now tips the scale in LeBron's favor. But hold on, let's keep digging deeper into their competition. How many times did LeBron face a player who won an MVP? It's 9 times.
Wow.
He faced Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett, Dirk Nowitzki,
Wow.
Derrick
And
Rose,
what about
Kevin
Mike?
Durant, Russell Westbrook, James Harden, Steph Curry, and Nikola Jokic. How many times did Michael face a player who won an MVP? It's 6 times. He faced Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Charles Barkley, Karl Malone, and Bill Walton. I know that the last one shouldn't count, but he did play a vital role in the Celtics' success that year. Now what about Hall of Famers? How many has each player faced? In Jordan's case, we have a definitive answer. It's 27, and we have the list of players who are currently in the Hall of Fame. LeBron's case is a little different, since many of the players that he has faced are either still playing or not currently eligible to get nominated. In this graphic, we have 2 different groups. We have the players who are in the Hall, and then we have a separate group of players that I believe will make it once they retire.
Okay.
In total, he has faced about 26 Hall of Fame caliber players. Next up, how many top 75 players did MJ face in the playoffs? There are 17 total players, and here's a list of players that were included in the 75th celebration back in 2022.
Wow.
How many has LeBron faced? Officially, it's 14. But for this discussion, we're going to add Nikola Jokic to the list, so it's 15. Let's break it down even further. How many players who are in the discussion for the top 25 players of all time have they faced? Let's start with Michael Jordan. He has faced 7, in my opinion. Those players are Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, Shaquille O'Neal, Isaiah Thomas, Karl Malone, Charles Barkley, and John Stockton. In LeBron's case, he has faced 6 players who are in the discussion. Those players are Tim Duncan, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, Nikola Jokic, Dirk Nowitzki, and Kevin Garnett. What is Michael's record against those top 25 players?
Let's see.
He's 10-6.
Wow.
What is LeBron's record? He's 6-12
Wow.
against those players in the playoffs.
Wow.
What is the conclusion that we can come to?
Wow.
As far as
Just
the
that.
quality of the teams and players that they have faced, the numbers indicate that Michael Jordan faced tougher competition in the playoffs.
How y'all feel about that?
It's not by a lot, I admit that. But when you consider how much longer LeBron has played, you would think that the numbers would favor him by a large margin. That's not the case. In many instances, it favors Michael Jordan. That's not my take, nor my opinion. That's simply what the numbers say. But what about you all? What is your take on this debate?
Y'all let me know.
Which player faced tougher competition in the playoffs, and why?
Me personally, I'm born in this generation. I'm a Gen Z, but I know my history a little bit. But I just feel like Mike played against, I want to say better players, but I feel like it was a harder era because it was physical. You know what I'm saying? People nowadays will cry and they'll fight, but like they'll cry bad and stuff. Like I ain't gonna lie, like Mike was getting torched back in the day. He was getting hit, smacked, and it was just grown man era. And plus, the last I gotta say is, bro, Mike got like 5 MVPs, and every time he went to the finals, he win finals MVP. And like the man he's an assassin. Y'all let me know in the comments how y'all feel about that comparison, the playoff comparison. I feel like Mike was something else, man. But I'll see y'all in the next one. I'm out.